something?
Wow.
Can I say something? We're so wound up by like trying to be impressive and smart for Lulu, and now we're just like, I love sandwiches. Like,
Well, this is connected to.
why
to
haven't
that.
I seen you cry?
This is connected to that.
Yeah, go
I
ahead.
think this is our best episode ever.
Yeah, this is the best.
This is the number one.
Yeah.
I know usually I do the bit where I say this
Worst
is the worst
episode
episode ever,
ever,
cancel
the
the show.
Iron Giant, right.
I'm going to do the opposite bit. I'm going to be incredibly confident. I think this is the best episode we have ever done or will ever do.
Great.
I think there's a different vibe here. We're all talking about it. Look what they have against us. The first time we had like a big guest, we had like a publicist with them. We knew we were under a time crunch.
Usually, if a big person has come in the past, like Chris Weitz or whatever, they're just like here, and we're like, you should run this by someone.
Right.
Why didn't you? Why did you come here?
Right.
You maniac.
And we're like, do you have a
Alex or
heart out? And they're like,
whoever.
no, I'm on vacation. Take as much time.
Yeah,
Like,
whatever, man.
usually, weirdly, when these people come in, they're like, no, I cleared out the next 8 hours.
Right.
Right. So this is the first time we've had that kind of thing. And then it turned out we had less time with her than we thought we did.
Sure.
And then we were like, fuck it, we got Lulu here. We need to be like serious good boys.
Serious good boys.
This needs to be a very smart podcast.
Yeah.
And now I feel like it's not even we're in that goofy mode that sometimes happens when we're wound up with
Yeah,
them,
like an extremely goofy mode.
right, an extremely goofy mode.
Right.
Where we're kind of like punchy.
Yeah.
I feel like we're all in like a weird
We're just
sort of like
feeling kind of like live wiry. You know what I mean? We kind of got some energy.
see, I feel weirdly balanced right at this moment.
Cool. Right. You're like chill.
After like the hump of whatever stress
Well,
of like,
also
are we
you-
gonna fuck this up? You know?
There's that.
Yeah.
And also, we've been doing a lot of episodes. You guys saw King Kong. Maybe he brought you some serenity.
God, we did have a really good time watching that.
I'm glad you had a great. I literally saw Oklahoma the same night. We were both on Broadway, just different parts. of it.
I cannot remember the last time I so thoroughly enjoyed watching something I did not like.
Sure,
Yeah.
right.
And I wasn't getting perverse enjoyment out of it. It was just the puppet is so fucking strong that I did not care about the rest of it.
Right.
I would say my only thing about the movie, other than the musical,
musical, yeah.
the musical,
Yeah.
and the dancing, bad, like
Yeah.
all that stuff.
Yeah, the script's bad, the songs are
I
bad.
just sort of, and like
Most performances are bad.
I
The sort of
appreciate-
cultural context of King Kong might be bad.
I
They
appreciate,
try to-
like,
it's
that
weird.
There's
Yeah,
you're
10
never gonna pull that out.
puppeteers, all
Yeah,
these
yeah,
people.
yeah.
I kind of wish it was just a big guy.
Like they get a guy who's like 7 feet tall and then cast a bunch of
No,
guys who are
a
like 5
giant.
feet tall. Well,
They get the baby from Spirited Away.
I want to see a big hand marionetting that shit.
Wait a second, Ben.
so you just are asking for. Here's how this would work. It would
Yeah.
be Ant-Man logic. Everyone who entered the theater would be shrunk. The theater would be the size of like a matchbox, and then but then there would be someone who's not in the theater who's regular sized,
Yeah.
so that he would appear as giant to us.
David, what you're describing to me would be selling out. I think it would have to be locating a 25-foot tall man.
Yeah.
Because what I like is when Ben said a big guy, I thought, okay, how big?
You thought like he was talking like 7 feet plus, right?
So like what? The puppet, I guess the puppet's like 5 feet tall, I'd say maybe, right?
Sure.
That seems like the right math,
Yep.
right? And I imagine that Ben was like someone who is the same size as the puppet or
Right.
close to the size of the puppet who's
20
sort of
feet tall.
standing behind it and operating it. But what Ben is saying is this guy has to be so big that merely one hand fits into our view. And that hand is just casually working the entire puppet like a marionette. That this man is Galactus size.
Yeah.
That his kneecaps would barely crest the top of Times Square's biggest and brightest skyscrapers.
It's just some feedback.
All right,
I
guys,
agree with you. And I once again I want to restate that this is the best episode we've ever done.
That's great. I totally agree.
Okay.